You're always trying to figure out how to get a man to pick you. And energetically, when you want someone to pick you, you're automatically putting yourself like below the man, right? You're the one that is always wanting a man to like choose you, and you're trying to figure out ways to get a man to be interested in you. You're not a man's dream girl. Dream girls, they're independent and they are okay with being on their own and they're good with themselves. This is why I always focus on the inner work course and I focus on inner work so much, because when you come from this full cup and you come from a full place, you are not looking for a man to choose you because you know that you're the ultimate catch. You're a man's dream woman. And so you're not looking to jump over hoops to make a man like you. And you're also not focused on perfection. I don't understand all the jargon out there about not showing your emotions to a man, because a man doesn't really learn unless you show him your emotions. The feminine is emotions. It's just the timing of when you do it. And if you are showing your emotions from a place of reactivity, that makes men turned off. Many of you are constantly seeking validation from a man and are always looking to get a man to commit to you and to settle down with you. And you're always the one that is rushing dating and courtship and always wanting to get to the next step. You don't want to move into any levels of commitment with a man until you know that a man is in his masculine energy. If a man is not committing to you and he's not doing the basic things that he should be doing in the dating stage, why do you want to lock him down? You get a man to commit to you, so you have the boyfriend title, but then he doesn't call you every day, he doesn't text message you every day, he doesn't set up dates. Now you are looking to move in together with him. So why do you think that if you move in with him or you have a higher level of commitment from him, that his behaviors are going to change? If you're a man's dream girl, the way you would function when a man is not stepping up or doing what he needs to be doing is you would be turned off by that. Your nervous system is so important when you are moving into relationships. And this is why I focus so much on inner work and awareness. When you're alone, your nervous system should be at peace, should be content, and you should be doing everything you can to wire your nervous system into feeling good. Because when you're single, first of all, being single is like the best. I love my alone time and I love being single. And the reason for that is because I am the only one that is able to then control my happiness, right? Like I can do whatever I need to do to feel good. I can take care of myself. There's no other outside factors that come in. The moment you introduce another human into your day-to-day experience, you can get thrown off your center. When two happy people come together, there's a friction that happens there because, again, everyone has their past, everyone has their trauma, like everyone has their things and everyone functions differently. But when another human comes along and they don't do the things that might make you feel good, if you don't have this baseline of when you're alone, not taking things personally, having worked on your nervous system, you feel good about yourself, you're not triggered anymore, you feel happy, you feel whole, and you're not reactive. If you don't work on yourself and have a foundation within yourself, when you introduce other humans into your own experience, you're going to get triggered left, right, and center, and your nervous system is going to go into overdrive. And not only that, you're not going to be a man's dream girl anymore, because if you're reacting to every single thing he's doing, you're essentially acting like the pick me girl. The pick me girl is the wounded feminine, and the wounded feminine is a woman that is in victim mode and is in whiny energy. She's always sad or she's always upset and she's always complaining. The wounded masculine woman can also be the pick me girl, but because she has a lot of pride and she has a lot of ego, she's not gonna come off as whiny and complainy. She's gonna come off very bitchy. So she's the bitch, right? She comes off angry, argumentative, she's reactive, she's very scary to be around, and she's mean. We can oscillate. Energy is just energy, and we're not fixed. So you can be empowered most of the time, but because it's all energy, it's normal to even an empowered person to move into the more wounded states from time to time. It's just that empowered people don't stay there. And the reason empowered people don't stay there is because they wired their nervous system to feel good. And when you've wired your nervous system to feel good and you've trained yourself not to be a victim, you're always going to look at the outside world as your mirror and as a reflection to what's going on. Let's reprogram our nervous system and let's rewire our brain because the brain is malleable. And so then we want to create solutions. We don't want to talk about the same thing over and over and over again because then we're just cementing certain patterns of thought and then therefore patterns of behavior in our body. And so when a man does something that doesn't feel good, what will generally happen if you're a wounded masculine woman, or let's say in the unhealthy masculine, is you'll react and you'll become very angry. The unhealthy masculine energy is very controlling, very manipulative. And when things don't go her way, she reacts. And she does that with men. And so indirectly, when you're in this energy, you're also going to be the pick me girl because when we react as women, generally we're doing that to get some sort of result from our partner, right? Let's say we're trying to speak with him, we're trying to communicate, and it's not landing. And we want him to see us, we want him to hear us, we want him to validate us. And so, what we'll do is we'll go into certain coping mechanisms to get our needs met. And in that moment, our need is to be validated by him. A lot of these mechanisms, when we're unhealthy, are toxic because they don't feel good to him and they also don't feel good to you. Does it feel good to you when your partner is not doing something that you would want him to do? And instead of communicating to him in a calm way, let's say you're reactive or you're getting mad, it probably doesn't feel good to you. We don't feel good as women when we react that way. When you show up in this way and you show up in this way routinely, over 50% of the time, you're a pick me girl. A healthy masculine man is never going to see you as his dream woman ever because a healthy masculine energy man wants to choose you. So he wants to figure things out to get back into your good books. But if you're the one that is always nagging, why aren't you calling me? Why aren't you taking me out on dates? Why are you always playing video games? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah. You're always doing this with a man. At this point, let's just say there's no commitment and you're doing that. Why is a man going to change for you? He doesn't see you as his dream woman because a dream woman is never going to be attracted to that. You have to be the type of woman that is so irresistible to a man that a man is going to be compelled to change for you. Masculine energy men are not yes men. They don't just do what you want because healthy men know when a woman is coming from a insecure place and is trying to get him to change. And healthy men aren't attracted to that. And so if you're a woman that is a pick me woman, you're not going to choose your own interests. You're not going to choose being with yourself and prioritizing yourself. Create a level of absence. When you create a level of absence and you take time for yourself and you're not always like wanting to be with your partner, he's going to always want to be with you. The key. And it's a reflection of myself because I also take care of my needs. I will take care of my needs before I will take care of his needs. And he's the same. You can't have a functioning relationship if you're prioritizing someone else's needs aside from your own. You never want to be reactive, right? So if it's getting to a point where you're becoming reactive, what's generally going on is that you've abandoned yourself so much and you've abandoned your little girl so much that you're not upset with him, you're upset with yourself because you've abandoned yourself so much. Because the first time you've communicated something to him, and let's say he's done it again and again, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not leaving the situation, or you're not doing something different to take care of yourself. And when the behavior continues, we become reactive because now we're so angry, but we're not angry at him, we're angry at ourselves. And so we lash out at the person. That's kind of where reactivity comes from. You want to look at yourself and you want to look at learning how to communicate with your inner child. Secrets of the Feminine Woman, I speak about that a lot. And in the inner work course, I teach you how to self soothe so that when you are having a negative reaction to something, you're able to be with it versus lashing out. Because lashing out with healthy men is never going to work. It's going to put their defenses up. So already, masculine energy men are going to become defensive when you're upset, and that's because they always want to feel that you're happy and they always want to feel good enough. So when you say it reactive and you're angry, if he's a healthy man, he's going to not stand for that. And he shouldn't. He shouldn't. If a man is appeasing you, he's scared of you, and he's with you for the wrong reasons. And if he's not able to speak his truth with you and he's walking on eggshells with you, that's not healthy. And even if he takes it and he's with you, tolerating that behavior, you're going to find that he doesn't have desire for you because if a man can't speak up for himself and he's scared to truly speak up for himself because of the way you're going to react and respond, and it's going to affect his day to day, his sexual desire for you is going to go down and his attraction for you is going to go down. She's like the nice girl, so that's like the one side of it. So she's just nice, she's over accommodating, she does whatever the man says, she's a yes girl, she neglects herself for the man, doesn't know how to validate herself, and is always looking for a man to validate her. And so if a man is not setting up dates or doing things for her that she needs, rather than being empowered in the way she communicates and walking away if this is not the right partner, she is always just waiting around. She's always nagging. She's always complaining. And she's always strategizing and looking for ways for men to like be with her versus understanding and having the belief and ideology that men want to be with me and I can get any man that I want. And it's not him, someone else. A dream girl will never complain. They are not victims. They walk away when something is not good for them, even if they're married. They'll always put themselves first, but they'll do it in an elegant way. The energy is not entitled, it's not bratty, it's a take it or leave it. That is the empowered feminine. You're not giving them enough of a challenge. And so, of course, at that point, it'll seem like they're getting cold because they'll lose interest in you. Essentially, what happens is men get bored, right? If you give a man everything, your emotions, your heart, your energy, without having him worked for it, he's gonna get bored. And a man can't go 100 miles an hour the entire relationship. If he does that in the beginning and you're just like, sure, and you get so excited and you just like go with all of his advances and you don't let him work for it, he's going to eventually slow down his efforts with you. And that's natural because you can't put so much of your energy the entire time into a relationship. His focus is going to move into other things at some point. So it could be that that's going on, or he could just have lost interest because if he has nothing to work for anymore, what incentive does he have to take things to the next level? I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.